Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. It's Halloween. It is October 31st, 2024. I'm Crystal Moyer filling in for Bridget. Thank you for joining us for Breakfast with Bridget, whether you're watching us from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, our News 6 app, YouTube, wherever you are. We appreciate you joining us. We have a lot to get through today. So we're, of course, going to follow weather and traffic. We're going to talk a little bit about Halloween safety because it's not just crashes and traffic that can cause issues while your kiddos are out there trick-or-treating. So we're going to talk to a doctor a little bit about that. We've also got some information about some flu shots, and we are partnering with a health provider to give out some free flu shots across Central Florida. So we're going to tell you a little bit about that and how you and your family members could take advantage. I'm letting you know you do not need insurance. You do not need to pay anything to get these flu shots. So some good information there. We're also going to talk about a free unique resource to help you, make those family connections. If you're having some trouble filling in that family tree or you just want to learn about your heritage, there are some ways you could do that. And it could be as easy as going to your local library. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, we want to talk weather with our spooky chief meteorologist, Candace Campos. Good morning.
Good morning.
I feel
Boo.
like this morning I was
scare
like,
you?
hey, boo. No, you didn't scare. You never scare me. You're gorgeous.
No, thanks. You know what I do? I do need to practice my jump scares every once in a while. Those are always fun.
Well, this year you're going to be, what's his name from Frozen?
Olaf.
Olaf.
That's
So
me.
obviously it's this big like onesie type thing. So, it's Florida, so it's warm
hmm
while people are trick or treating. So you're going to be a little bit toasty, but it's for the kids,
It is.
right?
Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, I'll still be comfortable, right? Because the weather's not going to be too bad. Temperatures for today are going to be in the mid 80s for the afternoon, mid 70s as we head into the evening hours. We don't trick or treat for that long, but you know what? It's my youngest is Elsa, so I felt like she needed to have a normally the girls
Yeah.
kind of match, but this year they went their separate ways. So we have Esmeralda from The Hunchback with Alessia, and then Sienna is going to be Frozen. She's gonna be Elsa. So
And just like Olaf, Olaf loves summer, so he would love Florida.
he loves warm hugs as well. All right, let's talk about your weather forecast. Listen, at the end of the day, the weather looking pretty good. It's gonna be breezy at times. Really, the only scary part of the forecast locally today is going to be along our coastline. We do have some hazardous conditions out there due to that strong breeze, but a nice pleasant evening is on tap as we head into your weekend, though. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be staying comfortably warm with temperatures still running just above average for this time of the year. And we are still watching the tropics. Bless you. We have
Excuse
one
me.
we have one area that we are going to continue to monitor. This is an area to watch but not worry about just yet. Okay. So this area has a 50% shot of potential development within the next 7 days. Confidence is still pretty high that there will be something tropically developing here by the weekend, early next week. Now, where the confidence starts to kind of, taper off a little bit is where it will go and how strong it will be. Now, the models over the last couple runs have started to shift further towards the west, taking it more closer towards the western side of Cuba, the Yucatan, the Gulf of Mexico. Where will that go from there? How strong will it be? Again, that is all still up in the air. But some of the model trends that kept it out over the Atlantic, those are starting to back off a little bit and starting to shift west. So that, again, is going to be something we're going to be watching for quite some time. Plenty of time to watch it, but it is something to watch. Back here at home, already our winds have been gusting upwards about 25 to 30 miles per hour, which is why we do have several coastal advisories in place. We have a high risk of rip currents. We have a high surf advisory, small craft advisory. There will be some coastal flooding, maybe even some minor beach erosion when we tie it in with the high tides for today. So just do be aware of that. The conditions along our beaches and our nearshore waters, not ideal. But on land, the weather is not too bad. Maybe an isolated shower or two. Our coverage for today sits at about a 20% along our coastline. The further inland you go, you can see rain chances won't really be very high, only a passing shower or two. But I really do think that into the evening hours, our trick-or-treating conditions will be pretty good. So speaking of, let's stop the clock. This is our forecast by 7:30 tonight. You can see pretty much area-wide will be pretty uniform between about 72 and about 75 degrees. We'll have that light breeze in place inland. Still a bit breezy along the coastline under those partly cloudy skies. But before we get to tonight, conditions this afternoon will be up to about 84, mix of sun and clouds. It will be breezy, nice, but warm. Right now, though, we are starting off a bit on the cooler side compared to yesterday in the upper 60s to low 70s. I have a double hour by hour forecast here for you. So I'm showing you all my fun Halloween themed graphics. And as you get results here, your full 7-day forecast. Again, your Thursday forecast is looking good. We have our first weekend of November this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, breezy,
Ooh,
mild. Just do be aware, we got to move that clock back 1 hour as you go to bed Saturday night and into early
already.
Sunday morning. But again, as of now, tropics, watching, not worrying, is still kind of a reminder that hurricane season runs till the end of next month. November 30th is officially our last day.
You're always keeping an eye on the tropics, so we
Got
appreciate
to.
that. We don't want anybody to freak out because we know there's a little blob out there, but of course, you've got everything covered with the potential for, it
Right.
turning into something. So just make sure you download that Pinpoint Weather app and the Hurricane Tracker app because they send out newsletters, also some of those push alerts. So if something
Mhm.
happens, you'll be the first to know about it.
I mean, at the end of the day, Crystal, we have so much to worry about, right? I mean, at the end of the day, if you stop and you ask somebody, "What are you worried about?" They can add an entire list, to that. So, at the end of the day, if we don't have any confidence on where this is going to go, why are we gonna start, stirring that pot, right? So at the end of the day, once we start getting a little more confidence, even just a little hint more of confidence, we will of course let you know the moment we feel confident that this is something either you should worry about or not worry about. So,
The only thing we're stirring right now is that witch's brew for tonight.
Wahahaha. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good.
Thank you so much, Candace. We
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Bye.
All right. So now we're going to get to Trooper Steve, and you'll see him in just a second with traffic because I feel like we're prom dates. We both had the idea of orange today. So he's got the orange tie. I've got my orange get up. So I appreciate you matching with me today. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. When I came in and I saw you, I was like, all right, we got this. So we had hard rules given to us, no costumes on air. But I don't think that any of the three of us were about to show up on with costumes on anyway. So we matched it out pretty good. Had fun this morning. It's all about Halloween safety today. We're going to talk about this so much that hopefully when you're walking around today, you're going to be like, guys, we need to be safe. News 6 told us on every show at every hour how to be safe. So
I
that's the
mean,
goal.
every year we talk about it, but every year something happens. And that's why, we keep talking about every year. We just have to remind parents, we have to remind those kids out there trick or treating to avoid some of those issues.
That's right. So today at 10 a.m., clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, the News 6 app, and YouTube, I will have a medical doctor in the vehicle talking about things that they see during Halloween. Seems like everybody's kind of repeating my stuff, but hey, that's the way it should be. We should all be on the exact same page on Halloween safety. The biggest two things, obviously, what we're eating and how we're getting around, whether it's walking, driver safety, pedestrian safety. So make sure you watch yesterday's stream at clickorlando.com and make sure you watch today's because we want you to be as safe as possible, get as much candy, and have as much fun as possible. But we want to talk to you guys tomorrow.
That's fantastic. And I appreciated you earlier because there was like a News 6 potluck. And by potluck, I mean sweets. So a lot of people
Yeah.
made little treats yesterday. And, the morning show, we miss out on a lot of that. So we usually get the leftovers of what was sitting there for almost 24 hours. So we had some Rice Krispies. Those are safe to eat, right?
Yeah, we declared that they were safe to eat, and we just ate them. So let's check out the roads real quick, and I will let you go. So drive times right now, not horrible, not great. 36 minutes from the Champions Gate area to about downtown Orlando, and that's an average drive time for right now. So as long as we're taking it easy, you're going to be good to go. Downtown, pretty good. The crashes that you might see up on my map, they're minor crashes, not blocking any travel lanes. So, like I said, surprisingly, we're in decent shape, whether you're in Kissimmee, the South Orange County, Hunters Creek area, or even out on the east side, Lake Nona, nice and clear. 192, aka Vine Street, also known as Erlo Bronson Memorial Highway, running smooth throughout Osceola County and into Brevard. Central zones here, nice and smooth from Port St. John down towards Cocoa. And if maybe you're leaving today, you chose to fly out on Halloween, where you're coming from, check the screen here. It gives you your drive times. for the most part, we're looking good. And then those southern portions down in Melbourne. And if you're leaving towards Grant Valkyria, Crystal, super smooth this morning. I want both you and I to be able to come in, anchor the morning show tomorrow, and talk about no fatal crashes, no pedestrian strikes, and only seeing the amazing photos everyone's going to pin on the Pin It app so that we can talk about it tomorrow and see all the costumes, Crystal.
Yes, I love to see what some folks have come up with. And we'll get to those pins in just a moment because, especially those fur parents out there, our producer, Kathleen, she dresses up her dog every year. We've seen Dolly Parton, but there's a famous celebrity that pup is dressing up as this year. So we'll get a peek of that.
That's a tease in our business that I'm very interested in.
All right, well, stick around, Steve. I'll show you in just a moment. Thank you for joining us. All right, so moving on to some serious news here. Unfortunately, there was a death reported yesterday in Orlando near Camping World Stadium, and we're going to show you some video of the scene here. Unanswered questions. We're still trying to figure out what exactly happened, but crews were in the middle of setting up, for one of Central Florida's biggest music events. We're talking about the Electric Daisy Carnival, also known as EDC. It kicks off next week, so it appears something may have went wrong as crews were building the massive stages. There's several stages as a part of this carnival that you see there on your screen. It was around 3 yesterday afternoon when a call went out for an industrial accident at one of the sites there. The details of exactly what happened, they haven't been released yet, but dispatch indicated that someone may have been crushed. We know Orlando police responded for a death investigation, but have not said anything else about what happened. They haven't released the name of the person involved. So, of course, our thoughts are with the families involved, and it's very dangerous out there. So as soon as we get some more information, we will let you know. So far, we haven't heard about anything affecting that carnival moving forward. And moving on, I guess, today is Halloween. If you didn't know, that means thousands of kids are going to be out in full force, maybe some adults if you're into getting that candy. This morning, local doctors are chiming in, though, trying to warn parents and trick-or-treaters about the dangers of Halloween and what you need to know. And it's not just about the roadways and crashes. News 6's Angie Casada explains what you can do to be aware.
It's easy to highlight the amazing costumes, yummy candy, and trick-or-treating, but it's important to remember such fun can disguise danger on the big night. News 6's Lisa Bell spoke with HCA Florida doctor Amber Teague on News 6 Plus, who says there's some scaries to keep in mind.
The first, of course, is just that traffic safety. Like you mentioned, accidents themselves are twice as likely to occur.
Teague says more families are out and about, and it's easy for drivers to get distracted.
Pedestrians versus actual motor vehicles, or bicycles versus motor vehicles, where the driver or the kid got distracted and collided with each other, and they can result in minor to very serious life-threatening injuries.
From the roads to the candy.
Making sure that the candy that your child is going to consume is a pre-packaged manufacturer candy. This is not the time to be trying the neighbor's snack that they've hand-bagged. This is not the time to allow your kid to eat or enjoy any candy that's not still properly packaged.
That was News 6's Angie Casada. And remember, Trooper Steve is going to be out on patrol speaking with that doctor, going more in depth about, how you and your family can be aware and safe on this Halloween holiday. And in speaking of Halloween, we want to see your pictures and photos. If you have any cool decorations outside your house, we want to see your costumes while you're out trick-or-treating. You could snap a photo and post them on our Pin It page, clickorlando.com/pins. We love to see your pets, so we want to show Lucy Bell right now. She's at the top. She is actually the pup of our very own Kathleen. She is right next to me. She produces Breakfast with Bridgett. She dresses up as all kinds of things. We've had, Dolly Parton. We've had Wonder Woman. And this year, the big name, Taylor Swift. That's little Taylor Swift over there in her Halloween era. I love it. We also have some folks already posting candy. We've gotten quite a few pins as well of really cool decor that we've been seeing. And we've been asking for you all to send in some photos and videos because we've been featuring some of these really intricate Halloween decor on News 6. And we've sent photogs out there to talk about it, like this Ghostbusters one that we're seeing, as well as a Disney-themed house as well. So if you want to check it out, you can head to clickorlando.com. If you want to send in photos, we may feature them here on News 6, clickorlando.com/pins. And right after the break, we're going to take a closer look at one of these really decorated houses that really got into the spirit. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after a short break. Welcome back to Breakfast with Bridgett. I'm Crystal Moyer, filling in while Bridgett is off. And as promised, right before the break, we talked about our pins page and how a lot of you have been showing us some of the really decorative houses around Central Florida. And one in particular has been very unique. Who are you going to call? Let's see here in Winter Garden.
Something strange in the neighborhood. Who did we call? We called the Ghostbusters. We've got the 4 Ghostbusters. We've got Slimer. And of course, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. 25 feet. We love the holidays, especially Halloween. So every year we just try to pick a different theme. We start a year in advance, planning, buying, buy stuff online, plus at local thrift stores. We share our love with Halloween with our neighbors, and we just enjoy bringing joy to the kids and adults, and it's just a fun time of the year. You can let your imagination grow wild. We both love Halloween, so before we even moved in, we met on Facebook and started talking about Halloween. So then we were all excited about moving in, and it's just friendly camaraderie. We have 2 boys. They love the decorating, but we also just do it to spread holiday cheer, spread the Halloween spirit, and we love watching people's reactions. Sometimes they get a little scared when they walk by or their pets, but we just love seeing the little kids and the adults. Ghouls just want to have fun.
Strange in our neighborhoods during Halloween time, right? I think it is so cool that the neighbors have come together to really celebrate Halloween. But my question is, where do you put all of that stuff throughout the year? It just seems like every year we're seeing these skeletons that are like 7, 8 foot tall. Look at that big old blow up puff. Where do you put it all? Let me know. Reach out to me on Facebook. I'm just curious. Do you have like a storage unit, or do you just put it in the garage? You don't park the car in there? I'm really interested in that. But again, if you want to send us your videos and pictures, just head to clickorlando.com/pins. Of course, we may share them on News 6 and right here on News 6 Plus. All right, so let's move on to a subject that we want to talk about, of course, your health. And we at News 6 have partnered with Advent Health Centricare to offer free flu shots. It is that time of the year, avoiding the flu. You've got to get that flu shots. Doctors are urging everyone to consider getting vaccinated, and that's why we are partnering with Centricare for these free flu shot opportunities. So if you look there on your screen, the first event is Monday, November 11th at the facility along West 1st Street in Sanford. There's also going to be 2 more events. The one on the 13th is at University, a location along University Boulevard, and then on the 14th will be in Claremont along Highway 50. So we have the times there. You can also head to clickorlando.com for more information on that. And again, you don't need insurance, and it is free. So you can bring your family, your friends out so that they can stay healthy and get vaccinated. All right, have you had any trouble filling in that family tree? Well, some of you may want to learn more about your heritage or your family members. Maybe some have passed away and you haven't had a chance to ask them about it. Well, there are free resources out there to help you kind of learn more about your heritage, and it could be as close as walking right into your library. Let's check it out.
My family's small,
After her mom passed away, Crystal Sullivan wanted to learn more about her family history, so she submitted a DNA sample to the genealogy site Ancestry.
Once I got my results back from the Ancestry folks, they had given me a couple of relatives that I didn't know of.
What was your reaction?
I was shocked because I'm like, who are these people? They were really high in the DNA count.
After hitting a roadblock, Crystal made an appointment with Allison Ryle, a full-time certified genealogist at the West Oaks branch of the Orange County Library System.
She was a little hesitant because she knew something seemed not what she thought it was. I really love being able to help people with that and seek answers.
Through research, they discovered something shocking about Crystal's mom.
we found out that her father was a whole different person. It was tear-jerking for me, and I had to wow. And I just wanted to call everybody in the family. Guess what I found? Let everyone know.
Want to learn more about your family history? You'll need more than just a name. Allison says it's about making connections. Gather as much information as possible.
Talk to the elders in your family, talk to your cousins, because it's really interesting is people who share grandparents often have very different family stories.
Although there's rows and rows of lineage books here at the West Oaks Branch Library from all over the country, Allison says you're better off starting with an online ancestry database like ancestrylibrary.com. And you can access this service free with your OCLS library card. It's got thousands of genealogy databases and billions of indexed names and images from people in the U.S. and around the world.
Census records, vital records, maybe some land records, newspaper records, things like that that fill in or begin to give you that basis that you need.
It helps to know what you're looking for.
Make sure you start taking some genealogy classes. We teach them here at the library. They are free, they're online.
And it is a journey that takes time and patience.
And everyone's unique. Sometimes we get lucky like we did with crystals and we can get answers fairly easy. Other times it can be long, drawn out. I've worked with other patrons here where it's been years. It took years and we were able to finally answer some of their questions.
When I got that answer about my real grandfather, I was like, whoa, where do I go from here? And so I'm still trying to figure that out.
You can find more information about family history research and free resources offered by OCLS at clickorlando.com/insider. With, the genealogist over at OCLS, Crystal was able to make contact with one of the cousins that she never knew she had, who was able to tell her a little bit more about her grandfather, who she's never met. And she does plan to meet up with her cousin at some point. She's up in North Carolina, so they're trying to come up with a date to meet and, exchange more information and introduce each other to their family members. So I think it's so cool to kind of meet those folks who are related to you and you didn't even know. If you are not in Orange County, you still have access to some of those free resources. Most libraries throughout Central Florida will give you access with your library card number to Ancestry Library Edition. Now, it's not the DNA based. That part is not free. So, when you submit your DNA, they do not do that for that free Ancestry Library Edition, but you can learn more about your lineage with a bunch of those billions of photos and archives and resources to help connect you with your family and your heritage. So you can learn more information about that on clickorlando.com/insider. All right, so tomorrow's going to be November 1st, and it's been crazy with inflation, and a lot of families are struggling to put food on the table. We know that Thanksgiving is coming up, so our very own photojournalist and podcaster, host of Black Men Sundays, is hosting his annual turkey drive. And this is going to be taking place soon to help out families in the area. And this is Corey Murray's chance to help feed more than 50 families of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Florida. So a lot of people will be affected here and impacted by your donations. Just scan the QR code on your screen, or you can contact Corey directly using Corey@blackmensundays.com email. Donations will be accepted now through November 20th. And let me tell you, every single year, this drive has grown. And to see these families just get so excited and they're so grateful to be able to have a turkey to serve really makes you more appreciative of what you have at home and makes you more grateful for what you have. So if you are able to donate, I really do encourage you to participate. You can learn more information there by scanning that QR code and head to clickorlando.com for more details on that turkey drive. Well, that's all we have today for Breakfast with Bridgett. I'm Crystal Moyer filling in. I'll also see you tomorrow. I hope you have a safe and fun Halloween. Have a good one.